It is a huge week in Marvel Strike Force. There's a lot to talk about. Update 6.7 has dropped and brought a ton of new changes. We got a new level cap. We got February's Datamines event schedule. We got some quality of life changes to talk about. And we finally have the grand prize for all of our Scourge grinding with the arrival of Apocalypse. We're talking all about that and more in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. This week, I am joined by my brother, DorkyDad. And if you're rather for it, brother DorkyDad, tell him what to do.
Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello. What is up, Valley Maniacs? Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I'm ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope you're enjoying update 6.7 and everything that it brought with us in Marvel Strike Force. Now, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. We do at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week in this channel. Usually there's a lot more. We got news videos like this, and this is gonna be a longer one than usual, guys, because there's a lot to talk about. And there are gonna be timestamps in the description if there's a particular topic that you want to jump to. Also, if you're listening to the podcast version of this, hit that subscribe button or leave it a great review on whatever platform you're listening to. But yeah, we do all kinds of videos on this channel, everything to help your Marvel Strike Force experience. And today, we got one of the best MSF content creators out there, DorkyDad. How are you, my friend? It's been a while.
It's been a bit. I'm doing good. I'm just trying to keep up with the insane amount of stuff that we all have to be aware of heading into this patch, because this patch had a lot of stuff coming with it.
There are. I was like, hey, Dorky, you want to be in the video? Like, sure. And then I was like, oh my goodness, this is a huge list of topics that I'm sending you this morning. It's probably the biggest list that we've had on this show. But like I said, there are some timestamps down below. Now, as far as Marvel Strike Force update 6.7 overall, as with all these patches, there are going to be some good, some bad. How are you enjoying 6.7?
I mean, I'm pretty pumped for it. Like, I'm excited for Masters of Evil, kind of, but mostly I'm just happy to finally get my hands on Apocalypse, be able to play around with him and see what he can do, because it looks like he's going to be more than just a 5-man stable in the arena. He looks like he's going to have some uses elsewhere, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, a lot of synergies, not just with the Forcemen, but also the villain characters, mutant characters, tech characters. So lots of great synergy. I think I'm very optimistic with this update. I think there's some good things, some bad things, but I think there's more good than bad, and more things that I'm hyped for than dreading in this. Now, there are bugs already. We've already had some bugs. There are red star bugs displaying weird right now. Now, I'm not sure if this was already fixed. This does say that we need a new client, but what it says here, today there's an issue occurred where red stars and elite red stars would not, or the orbs, they would not display red stars applied to certain characters in the roster. These red stars are in the player's inventory. Work on fixing this. However, a new client will be needed to make them apply to the effective characters. Now, I know Absorbing Man was one of these characters. I did get a 4 drop on this earlier. As I started to level them up though, these 3 stars showed up. So I'm not sure what is going on with this. I'm guessing that that 4th star is still in the background, but did you open orbs for this? And did you notice it affecting any other characters other than Absorbing Man?
Yeah, so I unlocked Absorbing Man. I did his shards before I did his red stars.
Okay.
So I got him to 3 yellow star, and then I went and opened up red stars. I pulled a 4 on them, and none of them are showing.
Okay.
So like you, I should have 4, but none of them are showing for me. This also affected my 2099 and my Titania, to mention a few. I don't know who else. They both, like, Titania has a 5th red star on her, but it's not showing because I only have her at 4 yellow. And 2099 is supposed to have 7 red stars, but it's only showing 6 because he only has 6 yellow. I think it's just visual. I'm not sure. The word applied here is kind of interesting, right? Because I don't know if that means they're not getting the benefit if they're not showing. Like right now, your Absorbing Man has his 3 yellows covered in 3 reds. Mine doesn't. I'd be interested to see what our power level difference is.
Well, I'm wondering if there's something issue with that, because you said you unlocked your Absorbing Man and then pulled the red stars. I did the red stars. I opened the orbs, but I didn't hit that unlock button until after. So I'm wondering if there's something with that. Now, those red stars that are missing for your 2099 and other characters, were those red stars that you pulled, or were those red stars previously on those characters and are not showing up now?
I previously had those.
Okay, so it's not even new stuff. It's just certain characters. And is that just red stars that disappeared, or red stars that you didn't have the yellow stars on, just not showing up?
I didn't have the yellow stars on them, so they're not showing up. But instead of having that red border that it does to indicate you have that red star once you do fill it in, that is gone.
Okay, so there's some weirdness going on, and I guess for all that stuff to be fixed, we're gonna need a new client, and hopefully that comes sooner than later. But the good thing is it's not gone, it's not disappeared. You're just not seeing it, and hopefully the client comes soon, and no harm for all that. Now the other bug that I'm hearing about that I don't even want to know if I want to display this, but clicking this inbox message here, I'm hearing that people are just clicking this even in normal gameplay and getting this bug. Have you experienced getting claimed all recently? I've experienced it before, but not recently. Before this big event with your whole alliance that you need to spend open these gold orbs and these raid orbs that you want to save all this stuff for. So have you experienced this bug with the claim all button?
Yeah, I was making a video. I forget what the video topic was on, and I needed to go in my mail because I wanted to show people that we're hoarding for this event. And the game lagged, and I don't know if my thumb was lingering or if because the game lagging it double clicked it, but it claimed all. And it took all 6 days worth of my raid credits. And obviously with the event starting today, that was a big hit, and that sucked. And I got a lot of sympathy for it. So I think it's a very common issue among players. Has
that button helped anybody at all? I've only heard of issues with that button. Nope, I've never heard anybody saying, I'm so glad that they put that in there. I've only heard, I wish that we could remove that. I wish we could turn it off.
Yeah, I mean, they have some of these milestones in the web store that give trash. So all of a sudden you have like 50 things in your inbox. I would like to click it then, except this is the hoarding meta. They've made it so in all events we have to hoard these mailboxes, and the second that happened, it became like a predatory thing that nobody wants.
Yeah, I don't like it. Hopefully they remove that soon. Now, there was a T-pose bug last night. I went to my Shang-Chi this morning, and he doesn't appear to be T-posed anymore. Was there any other characters that had that T-pose on them? He appears to have this normal stance back now.
Someone in my alliance had Taskmaster T-posing in the character select and in his save squad when he went to go boot it up for war.
Weird.
He was like, should I take the fight? It was during the race, so he did. And the second he came into the game, everything was locked up.
Oh, no. All right. So if there's a T-pose, be careful, guys.
Yeah.
It may or may not lock your game. Luckily, at least in the character select, it's gone on Shang-Chi, but who knows? Just be aware of the T-posing, and hopefully that's fixed with a new client as well. One more update I wanted to give. I did this in the last video that I did yesterday, but make sure don't claim this till February 5th when Coordinated Assault goes live. All your Strike Pass stuff. Be aware of that. We have a new Strike Pass season, but it's not just bugs, guys. We got some bug fixes, and one was kind of a major one, in my opinion. We have enemies reviving if they were eliminated during the attack portion of Red Hulk's special ability, Pavement Pummel. Red Hulk now clears revive once before this attack to prevent this issue. I know he was doing that before, and it's kind of flip-flop a few times. Now it looks like this is the correct way that it's supposed to go. Clearing revive once and then doing the attack. Has this made an issue for you, this bug, and him not clearing it on before he does an attack, doing his attack and then clearing revive once?
No, so there's kind of a catch-22 to this one. When in arena, I always knew that the first hit wouldn't lead to a permanent kill because it doesn't pull the revive off after. Now, when you're looking at Cosmic Crucible, that stage 4 with Unlimited, because the revive once is happening before the damage, he's not actually peeling those dodges off the Unlimited team before trying to strip the revive.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So it's getting dodged. So this is kind of like, it's better for arena. It's worse for that particular Crucible matchup. So on the whole, I think it's a win. Like it kind of dummies proofs arena, which I suppose is a more commonly used mode, and it's not just one particular matchup. So it's good that they finally fixed the order of operations. I kind of wish they had said before that the Red Hulk revive one strip is not resistible. They should have also made it unavoidable, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think the good thing about this now, we know how it's supposed to have the order of rotations. I'm not sure if they clearly said it's supposed to be like this, and it's been working different ways previous. So now if we know if it's working different than this, it is a bug. Nemesis health redistribution not working correctly. I don't go do too many mutant raids. I'm on that left side. So have you noticed this bug? Has it affected you? And have you noticed it actually being fixed at this point?
No, oddly enough, since Death Seed was released, my lane mates just like they zoom through the mutant section. I'm not sure why all of a sudden they're all gung-ho to do the mutants, but I haven't been able to do the mutant nodes in a while.
Okay, I don't do them either. So, all right, hopefully it's working for everyone there. Now, the other good thing that we got this right here in the game: save squad changes. This is one of the biggest things that I think we've had as far as quality of life change in the game for a while. A couple things that are going on with this. First, you can move a team to a top or the bottom instantly with this button here. You get this sort button, so you can sort all of your teams by highest power. You could go lowest power and back and forth. And then if you want to switch a team, you got this button here. So if you, let's say we want to switch Rogue in this team and put in Weaver there. Actually, we're not building a team, but there's a button on the side. If you go into blitz mode, arena mode, or anything like that, it'll just allow you to switch that team and save those changes there instead of going to this roster screen and click on this. How big of this for you? And I know this is overdue, but is this a welcome change that hyped about?
I wouldn't say hyped. It's a nice little quality of life change. I kind of wish they would introduce ISO locks per save squad per mode. But I mean, that I think would be a bigger undertaking for them. Like if you could, in your Crucible save squads, the ISOs you have on those are locked for that mode. Same with War, same with Arena. I think that would be the biggest upgrade to save squads possible. But I mean, this is cool. It makes it a little bit faster when you're moving stuff around.
Yeah, this is going to help in some of my teams. You know, when you save a squad, it's automatically at the bottom. You have to click that button multiple times to get it to the top. You just click that one button. I think that's going to be the biggest change for me, is moving a team from the top to the bottom. All right, so that's a good thing in my opinion. But we also have some other things that were questionable that just ended. The first was this symbiote sabotage event. I want to get your thoughts on it. We also got this Lunar New Year Festival, which are two events that were in conjunction with each other. The symbiote sabotage, we had to win in war battles, spend power cores, and then there was a web milestone for Blitz. The Lunar Festival was spending campaign energy and getting these alliance credits. I thought these events weren't bad, but as far as a unlock for a character, this is a horrible unlock for Agent Venom. I think I only got a 3-star of the Agent Venom. What did you get on this event? As far as Agent Venom shards?
Yeah, I also got 100. For some reason, I was like delusionally thinking I could get the 180. I think I spent thousands and thousands of cores because I was, like you said, it overlapped with the festival, and I did finish the festival milestones. So I mean, I was thousands and thousands of cores in, and then I looked at it the last 2 days, and I'm like, how am I still 4,500 cores away from getting this 80 shards? Jeez. So like in total, you had to spend it's like 8,000 cores to get there. Something stupid like that. It was by far one of the worst releases we've ever had, and I know a lot of free-to-play players, they didn't even get the unlock, and that should never happen.
No.
These releases, if you are an intense player, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to get a 4-star unlock. 180 shards.
Yeah. We used to get 4 and 5-star unlocks at release for these characters. I mean, Thanos and Deadpool back in year 1, those are super. I think I got a 6-star Thanos on that first release because they're so generous back in the day. Now we're reduced to 3 stars unlocked.
Yeah, it seems like it's just another point of frustration to get you to try and buy their offers because the releases, they're just not good. And then when you factor in new legendaries, if we're going back to the old system, if you need that 5-star, all of a sudden you're looking at having to purchase 2 of the initial offers instead of just 1 and then going hardcore on their release. It's not something I'm very excited about. And I think the Agent Venom hopefully isn't the point in history where we keep pointing back and being like, this is where they really push the envelope and then continued going down.
I think it started last year with all these month-long milestone events and things, getting greedy with that. That was a big shift, I think. So this is just more continuing with that, in my opinion. But I like the Lunar New Year event. That was a good one. I got a lot of good stuff with that. Just spending energy, having it go in conjunction with this power core spending. I think that was all good stuff. But what worries a lot of people is this new event coming up. This Trial of Strength. We were talking a little bit about this before we started recording. This could be exploited a lot. Now, this is an alliance-wide event, and this is something that you're going to need to earn alliance credits, open gold orbs for that, and that's points for your whole alliance. We're talking about ways that this is going to be exploited in just a few short hours. What are some ways you're thinking this is going to be exploited, DorkyDad?
So the event starts today, the 2nd, and it has a 24-hour cooldown before you can contribute. So the way I know people are going to be exploiting this event is they're going to wait till the event starts. A person is going to open up all their stuff. They're going to leave that alliance. This does make them no longer eligible for raid season rewards. We can talk about that, what that means in a second. Somebody else will come in. They'll have hundreds of gold orbs ready to go. They'll wait 24 hours, unload their whole stash, and then they'll dip back out. The other person can come back in. I know people are already being offered hundreds of dollars when they have thousands of gold orbs that they've just been hoarding. I know people.
That's crazy. I've been second accounts as well. A lot of second accounts that are being used and coming in, get all those open gold orbs, and then moving back out, letting the person get the rewards. Now, yeah, so this could be exploited. This is a horrible event. I don't like alliance events. I don't like coordinated assault. I don't like this. This is bad. Now there is some word that you should not be switching alliances. And the official word from Archangel is that whatever your alliance in, when Trial of Strength ends, you'll be on that alliance's leaderboard. So if you're switching alliances, it doesn't matter. It's when it ends. But here's a caveat: you have to have been with that alliance for over 24 hours to get the leaderboard payout. So normally people switch alliances on Sundays. If you switch on Sunday, you're not going to be able to that alliance for 24 hours for the Monday payout of this. So no switching on Sunday. If you're going to switch, you're going to switch earlier before the raid season milestones end.
Which means you're giving up your season rewards. It's so bonkers.
How bad of a design is this event? I mean, this is so bad.
Yeah, so I see what they're going for, that they're having it end on the Monday. And so the 24-hour lockup happens there, right? So what that kind of does is it stops people from collecting their raid season rewards and then having somebody else come in, open it, and then they switch back, and then they didn't have to give up anything to. It is corruption. They didn't have to give up anything to corrupt the leaderboards and give their alliance a heads up. But at the same time, they have to understand people leave alliances all the time for legitimate reasons. Yeah. And to block out a full week of that, or they're either going to screw themselves, or if it's, say, somebody is retiring and they just don't want to play for another week, now it's going to be almost impossible to recruit this week because people need to stay in their other alliance to get the rewards. So it's so short-sighted.
Is there a way that they could do an event like this to prevent collusion and make it a legit event with and allow players to legit leave their alliances if there's legitimate reasons for that? Or should they just stop all these alliance-wide things because there's so much collusion in Marvel Strike Force that there's no way that they can solve this?
The only way they could do it if it was a 24-hour event. If it was a 24-hour event, it didn't happen on Sunday to Monday or Saturday to Sunday. If it was a 24-hour event and it had a 24-hour lockout, that would be the only way to do it. And then you'd have people saying like, well, maybe I don't want to play that day. But that'd be the only way to stop it from being corrupted.
All right, so MSF devs, come on, fix your events. This is so poorly designed. This encourages cheating. This encourages collusion. I just hope a lot of alliances get all the rewards and get the rewards towards this month-long event. I mean, this is the first one on that month-long milestone event. You could be screwed if you have a bad alliance, or you get some rogue leader to just kicks everybody just to kind of troll them. That would be horrible. Bad event coming up here. All right. We also have some Titania Elite Orb compensation. So what happened on the 22nd? Again, Titania was released and not in the Red Star Orbs. Compensation was delivered on the 28th to all players who opened basic orbs at a time. You got a little bit more, and then they reviewed this. And if you open Elite Orbs during that time and she was missing, you're going to receive some additional compensation. Not everything that you open, not for one like they've done in the past, but a percent of the value of the Elite Orbs open will be sent before Absorbing Man leaves the store. Now, this last message here was interpreted a few different ways. Mm-hmm. I took this as, all right, no more freebies for the community. I have some context behind this because some of the envoys were saying, hey, we cannot have you keep giving these orbs because players are exploiting this stuff. So I took this to mean, no more exploiting, no more freebies. You gotta be watching this on your own. Some players took this as Archangel blaming the community for their mistakes. I didn't take it like that. Let me read this message and see how you interpreted this. As a reminder, the team assesses each issue individually, and the actions taken here are not necessarily the same that we'll be taking in future cases. We strongly encourage players to check the contents of an orb prior to opening it, as they will not always be compensated. How did you interpret this paragraph here from Archangel?
Well, I think both ways that you had said, I think it's both. I wish it wasn't as open worded. It should literally just state, we will no longer give elite orbs as compensation for this. You have to check the orb prior to opening it. Now, is that fair? No. Why should you have to check their work? Yeah. If they say something's in there, it should be in there, right?
Yes.
So the legitimate people who legitimately fall into that category where they're opening orbs and the person's not in there, this is not good for them. But there were the vast majority of people who were opening during that time were trying to game the system because Scopely set the precedent that during these situations, they would just give full comp. I know a lot of people disagree with me this because there's a time zone thing and there's people who morally don't want to do that. And there's people who would be too afraid to do it. They still should have done 100% comp for this. And they should have said, plain as day, we will not give compensation for this type of situation ever again. If they're not in the orb and you open, it's on you. And that would be a stupid thing to say, but at least it would give fair warning ahead of time.
I like that. Yeah. And now that I think about it, I think it is kind of both. It is saying you got to be warned. I was focused more on that message. No more freebies, no more gaming the system. And I like that part. But the second part, you got to check it on your own. For me, I always open it the next morning anyway. So usually when there's bugs, I don't get to get all the good stuff, but I don't get the bad stuff either. So, it is what it is, guys. Don't be careful with the red star orbs. They're not gonna guarantee compensation anymore. They may be getting nothing. So anytime there's a new character in the store, don't open your orbs, at least until we get some messages on Twitter and Reddit. Let someone else do all that stuff.
Now, I do wish they would say that, though. I wish Archangel, I know he has to only say what he's allowed to say.
He can't. Yeah. He's got a script he's got to follow. So.
Yeah, I just wish they would say, you will get nothing going forward. So there's no ambiguity. There's nobody who's going to crawl into either our DMs. Hey, Dorky, hey, Valley, I opened up 10 orbs right away, and they're not giving me anything. Can you help me? I wish it was very much like, this is how it is, and it always will be. But
the best solution is what you said, right? Don't have these bugs. Fix the bugs. Don't put it on the players to do that stuff. But don't allow them to game the system when something like that happens. All right.
Agreed.
Titania is in the game. There are some red stars on her, and I actually think I pulled 7 red stars on her. Yeah, but I don't have the yellows. So it's not showing up. So. The visual bug. Maybe if I get another star for her, I'll get a 4th star. But yeah, I pulled a 7 for her, so I'm noticing that as well. All right. Now we talked about this with the symbiote Spider-Man, but she is the month-long milestone character. What are you expecting? Because and in this month-long event for her, we don't get any character shards. It's all orbs, so it's all the variants of either a high end, low end, or usually it's the low end. Should we expect 100 shards unlocks for all these characters in 2023 now? Is that just a new norm? Did we get, they changed, the way characters are released, and we should level set our expectations now?
Yeah, I think they're trying to condition us to get used to between 100 and 130, somewhere in between there for various characters. And I think 180 is going to cost you a lot. Cores, or a lot of hoarding, or a lot of hoarded resources, whatever you have. And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it.
Now, one thing that has been mentioned, we're getting less shards on release, but through these events, we're getting shards for these other characters. Like Valkyrie, I bought the initial offer, but she's almost at 7 stars. She's not been farmable just from all these things. What would you prefer? Getting these shards through these events and having a trickle, or getting this big event and then having to wait till they become farmable?
If all these extra places where we're getting these characters, like you said, your Valkyrie's almost 7.
Yeah.
if that is the time that they want it to happen, I'm fine with that time. But you should get a bigger boost at the start. So if you were to say get 180 or 200, because I believe she was a campaign character, but if you get a big chunk at the start, and then they give maybe a little bit less as time goes on, but still by this time you would be near 7 stars. And I think that's the proper way to do it, especially when you talk about a new character. Almost the funnest part is opening red stars.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also the most gambling.
It's the most stressful, and like when you get a good one, like thank goodness I'm done. But if you get a bad one, it's horrible. It's not fun at all.
Exactly. But like now, it's anything over a 4 red star for the vast majority of players. Who cares? Because you're going to be lucky to unlock the character if they keep doing the Age of Venom route, let alone get a 4th filled in. So I think there needs to be a bigger bump at the start of a character release, and if they slower the trickle after that, it's fine as long as the end point is the same.
I agree. And this new Masters of Evil team is required for a new legendary. We'll talk about that, how all this affects us. But I want to talk about the teammate, Absorbing Man. He is the new character that just got released. What is their value on this team for not just Absorbing Man, but also for Titania? Where do you see them outside of Cosmic Crucible, outside of Masters of Evil, or is it nowhere?
No, I think there's going to be some value. There's some interesting parts in most of their kits. So Absorbing Man has that Spawn Taunt that can be very interesting. Him and Titania paired together seem like they could maybe do something. Moonstone, she has mind control. She's got turn meter rewind. She's got defense down. She's a very fast character at 126 speed. So I can see her being used plugged into somewhere else as well. There's very niche uses for them. I don't think they're going to singularly change the war meta or the Crucible meta or anything like that. They're definitely the apex offensive Crucible team, which is cool. The super unfortunate part, and I was looking over this morning, Kang falls off so hard outside of Crucible. All of his good stuff is right in there. His speed up on spawn, the extra crit stuff, they're so locked behind Crucible. So I think just stat wise and some of their kit, they're going to be useful, say on board defense or something nominal like that. But yeah, your initial feeling that it's kind of like meh outside Crucible, I kind of get it.
Maybe the best team in Crucible, but I don't know. They may just get valued by default in war defense because you're already building them up big for Cosmic Crucible. You're building up for that legendary release, and it's just a big team. I don't know. A recent team with some big stats. Now, as far as this Masters of Evil, their full value, we know that they're going to be a strong Cosmic Crucible team. I don't know if they're needed for anything else other than that legendary unlock, though. Are they a necessity in this game right now?
No, besides the legendary unlock. And right now, as it stands, we don't need them for Crucible. Like, you can one-shot any room right now in Crucible. But maybe when Apocalypse comes out, you'll need to have Masters of Evil to be able to tackle whatever team he's, giving that hyper boost to.
So more building them for this legendary unlock, which is coming sometime.
Yeah, I think so as well. I was worried about the Wakanda room, and then after that first and second week, I'm like, it's not as bad as I thought. With all that bonus, I thought we would need them for that room, but yeah, the Wakandans aren't as bad as I really thought. As far as this Masters of Evil team, though, yeah, we'll see if there's any value for them after that. Yeah.
All right, we got the Apocalypse kit officially released. We had a data mine, which looks very similar to this, but there are some subtle changes. The big things here, he's got drain on all of his moves. He's unavoidable and cannot be blocked on all of his moves. He's got this speed bar manipulation in his passive that can only be reduced by slow, so passives like Emma won't affect them. Still not sure about, we were talking earlier about this, if that Eternals rewinding speed bar and things like that will affect them, but I think it's only by slow, just by the wording here, but we'll have to see with that. What is the biggest standout to this Apocalypse kit that you see?
Just his stats and his damage, and then his empowered basic.
This is a strong one here.
Yeah.
Now, what is?
I just find it interesting. There's no damage on it besides the 60% of targets max health. I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, those three things.
So yeah, well, it's a max health. So as long as they have some damage, you're probably getting a kill with that. You know, if they're in a yellow. Now, I know some people were disappointed when they saw this Apocalypse kit. I like that he has synergy with Horseman, Mutant, and Tech characters, not just Horseman characters, also villains as well. Were you more hyped or more disappointed when you initially saw this official kit?
I was way more hyped. I love the idea of him being very plug and play, giving a big boost to whatever team he's on. I definitely didn't want to rip apart our 4 Horseman teams from all of their modes just to have one mega team. I thought that would be a really dumb idea. So I'm glad they steered clear of that. I'm not let down by his kit. I know a lot of people are saying in Arena, he's not even going to be part of the meta. I'm not sure I would buy that just yet. I think he will be. So I'm pumped for him. He looks fun.
Where do you think the best game mode for him is going to be? I was thinking it's going to be Arena. I still think it's going to be Arena. I could be wrong on that though. But where do you think the best game mode for him is going to be?
I think he will provide you the most benefit in Crucible on defense, which is kind of sad. And then closely behind that would be Arena. But I think a mirror matchup is going to be pretty simple.
Okay, nice. All right, now we also have the Saga for Apocalypse. His unlock is coming this patch, the long-awaited Apocalypse Saga. And just to review, guys, we've been talking about this for a while now. You need all of your Horseman teams. You need Spiderweaver, Kestrel, and Deathpool, and you need them at Gear Tier 16 with ISO 8 level 4 for his unlock. Are you ready for Apocalypse right now, DorkyDad?
I'm about 800 or 900,000 ISO level 4 ions away from being done. I just need to do Archangel to level 4, and then I need to do Deathpool to level 4. Everybody else is done.
Oh my goodness, you're way behind me. I got a lot that I still need to get to level 4. She-Hulk, Phantom X, Scarlet Witch, Magneto, Psylocke, Kestrel, Weaver, Death. I need all of them. I need so many of them. Now, what is for me, the ISO 8 blue 4 is the sticking point. Is that the sticking point for you as well? And is that going to be the sticking point for most players?
Yeah, it definitely will be, especially if you were like me and before it was announced we need it for Apocalypse, I was putting in other characters. Like my Kesher was already done from that time, which turned out to be okay. But my Dormammu is done, my Doom is done, my Eternals are done, my Bishop was done because it was such a terrible time in that mutant section. But I also get so much more than most people do because I'm playing in the highest like ranking rewards kind of thing.
Gotcha.
It will be the biggest sticking point, but I think a small Apocalypse is going to be manageable by most people a few months into his release.
I think that is going to be the case as well. And we'll be seeing them everywhere. And these horsemen were a lot more friendly as far as unlocks rather than some other legendary. I think that these horsemen are going to be easier to get than whatever this unlock is going to be for this Masters of Evil based on the events that we had and the shards that we have for them. All right, now the other thing that we have, and we have a date for this Death Saga right here. It is coming in here. If we go to the Apocalypse Saga right now, we see that the Death Saga is starting in 26 days. Maybe we can't see that. There we go. 26 days and 1 hour, which also means that the Red Hulk or the Death event should be coming back in 21 days. Are you ready for this Death event with all your Death Seed characters all built up to Gear Tier 16 or Gear Tier 17 for the big costume that he has?
I won't get the costume. I will definitely have them all at 16. I think Archangel's near 17, and the rest of them are 3 or 4 pieces away from 17. I haven't unlocked the third difficulty on any of them. I don't have any of these teams all at 17. I don't wail the way people think I do. All of them are very far.
And in addition to Death Scourge coming and the Death Saga coming, we also have War Scourge coming back, at least according to Datamine. What this Datamine says is that in this Friday's vlog, so tomorrow's vlog, we should get some more information on Destruction Diva events, which we're going to talk about. We have the Datamines for that. Hard difficulty chapters, which we're going to talk about in Datamines, but also Return of a Horseman Scourge event, which probably is going to be Red Hulk, because we just had Rogue. We have Morgan Le Fay going on right now. It has to be Red Hulk. It can't, and because obviously it's going to be Death coming back. But it wouldn't make sense for this blog post. Or are they referring to Death coming back?
No, I think the timing's off because it's this week's blog. So I do think it's going to be the War Scourge coming, and then when the War Scourge ends, I think the Death Scourge will have its second run then, because it's only 5 days, right, between when the Scourge runs and when that Saga opens, so the timing doesn't quite line up.
Yeah, so this says 26 days. We should be getting Death Scourge back for the second time in those days. And how do you feel about this? You're the master of all these Scourges. 4 weeks in a row, it looks like we're getting Scourges.
Yeah, I mean, once you have them maxed out, it's a nothing event. Like, I went in there for fun to try to do difficulty 9 on Pestilence, but I just ripped through difficulty 7 with a bunch of Scourges on for Morgan Le Fay. I put it on auto, collecting my milestones. It took me 20 minutes, maybe.
Oh, that's what I should do. I put it on difficulty 8 with very few Scourges. I should just put it on difficulty 7 with a bunch of Scourges.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is hard. Okay. Do you still do the 1.5 million milestones for some rewards, or you're like, yeah, it's not worth the time anymore?
I still do it. Maybe it's because I'm on stream, so it's just kind of fun content to goof around with people and do it.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, I still do it.
All right. Well, we got another character coming. He's not coming in 6.7, but Quicksilver is on the horizon. He's going to be the first new character who would earn his shards from Cosmic Crucible. Now, we don't have too many details on this. What are you expecting? Some kind of event tied to Cosmic Crucible, maybe getting shards for orb per win or something like that? Or is he just going to the store alongside Gambit, Hulkbuster, and Abomination?
I think something else, actually. It's such a random announcement, right? Yeah. So the fact that they don't say you get his shards from the Cosmic Crucible store, like, why would he go right to the store? We have lots of those currencies. People would build them up super quickly. Would it be an event? Well, why would they announce it like this? They would say what the event is, like they have done in the past. So I think it'll be something different. Maybe it'll be like Crucible season rewards, or maybe they're just going to slap his shards onto the end of your weekly Crucible rewards there as well, and you might get various amounts of shards based on where you're currently ranked. 5 shards
per week.
Well, I would hope that maybe it scales, but
I hope so as well. All right, well, we'll have to see how he's announced. Now, they say he's going to be a plug-and-play character that will slot nicely with many of your teams. Not much is known about him. Obviously, he's going to be a fast character. What kind of teams do you think he'll fit on, though?
I hope to God he has a line in his kit that says "Empower Scarlet Witch," and he goes with Scarlet Witch, and Scarlet Witch's entire kit changes into something fun and powerful, because she's freaking Scarlet Witch and she sucks.
What about the trio? Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and Magneto. Can we get
there
something
you go.
with them?
And Vision too. Why not? Throw them all in there.
Vision, put Kang in there as well, just to make him strong. That's going to be the new meta team. Quicksilver, Magneto, Scarlet Witch, and Kang.
It could be
Vision.
fun.
And Vision.
And Vision. I'm excited. There's room for excitement with this character, and I hope they don't fumble the ball.
Now, do you think this is going to be the Ralph Boner version or the real Quicksilver version that died in Sokovia?
I mean, he kind of looks like the Ralph Boner version a little bit, doesn't he?
All right. All right, we're going to have to see which one is coming to the game. Now, we also got a level cap. Commander 95 is on the way. Kadano Mac. People are saying he's already level 95, not even 24 hours yet. How much gold have you saved for this? Are you just going to start to level up your characters as you get them? Are there certain characters that you want to take up? How are you planning to do this?
Yeah, so I did a lot of like roster organization when this was announced. I picked the characters that I think are most valuable. I'm not rushing at all because I have no gold. I got Absorb Man yesterday. I think I brought him up to like 78 and I have 0 gold. Until this gold event starts.
You will, Dorky, in a few hours when you could open all your gold orbs.
Yeah, all 8 of them. All 8 of those orbs are going to help me out.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like I think this is cool because your PvE content gets a lot easier. PvP content for most people isn't going to change. Well, for most people, you'll be growing at the same rate.
Well, yeah, I guess slowly, right? Yeah, you'll eventually go to 96, and then a few weeks you'll be 97. You're not going to be like Tadano Mac going, I'm sorry, the 91, the 92, not 96. Yeah, that's later. That's next year.
Yeah, so for most people, I think you just take your time. You pick the characters that are most important to your roster. It'll probably be some of your Horsemen, your Arena teams, your MVP Crucible, MVP War teams, and you go with the flow. For me, I get 6 months of getting my teeth knocked out of my mouth by players like Tando Mac. All of a sudden, all their teeth are like...
this is a negative for you. This is because you're going against those players. This is going to hurt your PvE content.
PvP, yeah, it's just the way of life.
PvP, sorry, yeah. PvE, this is awesome for PvE content.
Yeah, the skill rate team is ready.
Now, how much energy do you think we're gonna get in these free claims? They said free web claim energy every Monday and Tuesday throughout the month of February. I don't remember us getting one yesterday, and it was Wednesday. Sometimes gold training added these. How much energy do you think we're gonna get? 180 or some exorbitant amount because it is the new level cap, and they want to make people happy?
No, I'm guessing the 100.
Okay, you're probably right. Now, who are some of the first characters that you took up? Or are you not going to take them up? I know you said you're playing them slowly. Are you taking characters up, or do you have a plan for characters that you're going to take up?
Yeah, so I have like my 3 core arena difference makers. So like I'm going to definitely bring up Weaver. Every time I get a level, I'm going to throw a level on Weaver. Same with Dormammu, same with Red Hulk, same with Morgan Le Fay, same with Icarus. The characters that I rely the most on to really pack a punch, whether it be in War, Crucible, or Arena, I'm going to be leveling up those characters before everybody else. But at the same time, like you, I get the new characters. I'm always going to be stopping everything to build up whatever new character I just acquired all the way up to level 90 before going back to my plan.
Oh, okay. Now, are there certain characters that are good characters you're planning to leave as is? I know you mentioned the Horseman, some of the Eternals, Weaver. Are there like meta characters that are just like, they could stay where they are for now?
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of those. Like Emma's a great character, but she's kid. Like I'm not going to bring her up. Same with someone like Nick Fury, very important on the teams I use him for in War and Crucible, but why would I bring him up? Hawkeye is my favorite character in the game, but he doesn't need to be past level 90. But then the more interesting characters that I will leave, like Spider-Man 2099. He makes my list of most important characters to bring up because I use him in Arena every day. I use him in Crucible every day and in War every time, right? But he's so kit-based and he does no damage anyway. What are the levels really going to accomplish for him?
More focus, make sure his slows land better.
Yeah. Yeah. But, Icarus makes things go boom. So that's so much more fun.
I love that Icarus ultimate, man. That is awesome stuff. All right, we got a new season of a Cosmic Crucible 2 weeks ago. We're in week 2. What are your thoughts on this Cosmic Crucible's second season? The new rule changes. Are you liking them? Are you digging them more than Age of X? Are you digging less than Age of X? What do you think of this season of Cosmic Crucible?
I love them. So I climbed all the way up to rank 6 right now. If I had won my Crucible that just passed, I could have possibly hit rank 2 or even rank 1. But I fumbled the ball, because I was trying to one-shot Unlimited, which was not a good idea.
It can be done. Maybe not with punch.
It scales horribly. It scales horribly. Once the Unlimited is at like 1.3, 1.4 million, Gamma scales horribly into it.
Oh yeah, I'm facing the 1.1s. I haven't seen those 1.3s and 4s yet.
Oh yeah, I went in there doing like 100k punch up into a 1.4, and my Red Hulk didn't even live to see his ultimate. And I was doing it with Dorm. I had Dorm with the Gamma, and it was falling apart.
It's all about that ultimate. If you can get that ultimate off, you're probably gonna win. If you can't get it off and dies before that, you're probably gonna lose. But I have had some massive comebacks as soon as that ultimate goes off.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I was banking on. It didn't work, but. The main point is I think there's a really healthy balance between defense and offense right now. I'm interested to see what Masters of Evil does to that. It definitely is they're an offensive team. They're not going to work well on defense. So I'm interested to see if that pushes the scales to the offensive side more than we would like. But then we also have Apocalypse, and I think he's going to be defense. So if they can maintain this balance of offense being equal to defense, then I think they're doing a really good job with Crucible this season.
Now, on the patch notes, they said that they are rewarding more Crucible credits. Did you notice that in the leaderboards now? Is this per KO went up, or is this exactly the same? I didn't notice what it was before.
I have no idea. That currency, I kind of just take whatever I get. I buy some 17 pieces with it, and when I run out, I run out.
So supposedly it did go up. It said there's more Crucible credits, but if you guys know for sure, let us know in the comments, because I'm not sure either. All right, and just before the update dropped yesterday, we got this announcement. Shop refreshes adjust to 5 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Pacific, and they say this is done to help align with the start of events. Players will see this change once the game comes back up from maintenance, and this wasn't very positive for me. I know for some players this is going to be a good thing. For some players this is going to be a bad thing. This was a kind of bad thing. It wasn't horrible for me. How did this shop changes affect you, Dorky?
Yeah, so for me now, one of the store refreshes falls between midnight, which I'm very much asleep, and 8 a.m., which I'm usually up by like 5 o'clock anyway, so I think for the most part I'll be fine. But I'm also up at 5 a.m. because I'm with my kids, and I typically don't touch my phone until they're at the daycare or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I might miss a shop here and there, and then I was super mad about that. I was like, "What are they doing? This sucks. This is awful." And then and then somebody in chat was like, "Yeah, but that's been my existence for this whole time." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, right. Other people exist too, and we're not supposed to be super selfish." All right, it's our turn. It's our turn on the East Coast to deal with this, while the West Coasters, they get what we used to have. It makes sense. Share the burden. What would make more sense is if they tailored shop refreshes to everybody's given time zone.
Yes, that makes more sense. Other games do that. Or here's the thing that I've been suggesting in the Envoy chat for a while. You know, every time we got a daylight savings time changeover, I'm like, oh, this sucks because I'm forgetting things and I had things scheduled. Why not do what Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes did all the way back before Marvel Strike Force even launched? You get to change your time zone 2 times a year. That could account for the daylight savings times. And then when you do stupid things like this that are great for some players and horrible for some players and are indifferent for other players, if it's horrible for you, you could switch your time zone and to something that's more equitable for you. Why don't they do that, Dorky?
Because they don't know how to code. They don't know. They don't know how to code.
I mean, I heard they just copied the code from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Why didn't they just copy that code over as well?
Well, they wrote that new code in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes the week after Fox Next lifted it from them, so they just missed it. Yeah,
they just missed it. All right, we could have had so much more enjoyable experience with this, but yeah, this is not as good for me. For me, it's an hour different from you, so 11 p.m. So if I go to sleep before 11 p.m. and wake up after 7, I missed the whole store refresh. So
yeah, that's even worse. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I gotta go to sleep late and make sure I wake up early every day now for the story refreshes.
Yep. Well, you know, it's our turn, I guess. What are you gonna do?
I guess it is our turn. I'm gonna push them to keep making that change. I want to be able to change my time zone to not make it like this.
That would be the best. Scopely, make it happen.
Make it happen, Scopely. I've only been complaining about it for years now. The other thing that happened in this update is MSF.GG, or that's coming soon. MSF.GG is going away. It's not totally going away, but it's folding into MarvelStrikeForce.com. Does this affect, what is this going to affect? Does this affect players at all?
Maybe, I don't know. I really like change always sucks, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just very familiar with MSFGG. I'm gonna miss it. I hope I hope when it's on the MarvelStrikeForce.com website that nothing has changed except maybe it's on a tab or something. Yeah. I'm just
sad that I don't have to type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters to get to a website. Now I got to type MarvelStrikeForce.com on my browser. So that's probably the only thing. The thing that people have been asking for is Apocalypse Tracker. When do you think Pim Thompson and Ty J are going to get around to adding a tracker? I did reach out to them. They said that's been a thing that they're working on and highly requested. When do you think it's going to get added, though?
Well, it's kind of way too late, right? Like he's coming. It's way too late for those who are hyper engaged enough to go to a tracker and fill all that out. But luckily, we have some great ones floating around the community. I know someone in my Discord. I'm going to butcher his name. Dacier, he posted his up on Reddit, so it's up there, and lots of people are enjoying that. So we have some community-made ones that I think suffice until they get around to it. But again, like it's kind of too late.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you have the link to that, let me know. I'll put it in the description so you guys can use that. Now, the other thing that we got is new costumes. We got a costume for Archangel, which is tied to his Horseman costume. You're going to need the Horseman at gear 17 for that. This one is probably my favorite costume of the bunch. I also kind of like this Brawn costume, but I would like to grind for this, not spend $20 for this costume. What of these new costumes really stands out for you, if any? Maybe you don't like any of these.
The stature for me stands out the most, and the Doc Ock. Where's the Doc Ock one?
That was last patch, awesome. but they didn't even sell that. I was thinking maybe there's an offer that I missed or anything, but there was no event or anything related to that Doc Ock costume.
Yeah, I didn't think so. His looks really cool because it's that like No Way Home one, but the stature one looks awesome. I love the helmet. And not to become public enemy number one, I really don't like the Archangel costume.
Oh, you don't like that one?
I don't like it.
Those are all subjective, man. You don't have to be. It's just everybody has personal preferences. Nobody's going to have the same thing, but yeah.
I still think Rogue is the best Horseman costume for me.
Rogue is good. Do you like Archangel better or the Red Hulk better? So I'm not a big fan of the Red Hulk one.
I'm not a fan of the Red Hulk one either. It's discount World War Hulk where they made it Red Hulk and then they made it bad.
Yeah. All right. So with this new costume, though, at least to the question that I was wondering last night, is this all they're going to do for Quantumania? Give her a costume, give Kang a Masters of Evil tag, throw him on that team, and then maybe bring back some classic events back in March. Is that all they're going to do for this movie? I'm super hyped for this movie.
I'm also super hyped for this movie. Paul Rudd can sell a movie as the main actor really well. I fear so, right? Because the idea would have been that Kang would come in and slot into Pimtech since he's part of their movie, maybe, and do it from there. And I know people would have been upset about that because Kang is so epic. He shouldn't be on a Pimtech team. He also shouldn't be on a Masters of Evil team. That's just as bad. But yeah, because Kang's taken, I don't foresee a rework coming to them, which hurts.
So what is the appeal of this costume then? If she's going to be in her sucky state, which she's kind of been in since launch, even though this costume looks awesome, and it's kind of like the Doc Ock costume as well. It looks awesome, but where are you going to use them? What are you going to do with stature in this costume?
Nothing, because even in the Gamma Raid where some people use her, Wakanda is there now, so
I guess you could just go to your character select screen all the time and be like, look how awesome this one looks.
Just have her favorited. Yeah, so every time you pull it up, she's the first character you see.
Yeah, this one does look really, really nice though. All right, and I guess this took a lot less time than we thought because we're on to the Datamines, my friend.
Ooh, let's go.
All right, so we talked about this briefly. We have Datamines for Hard Nodes coming. Hard Nodes Chapter 5 and of Heroes Assemble and Villains. Now, I was a little disappointed with this, the characters that were included in this, but of course, this is a data mine. This is subject to change, but I think we're going to have the official announcement tomorrow if the rest of the data mines are correct. Echo going to Heroes Assemble 5-6. She's already in the War Store. Valkyrie is unfarmable, but like I said, I already almost have her at 7 stars, just grinding these events. And Strange Heartless, he is in Arena Orb right now, going to Villains United 5-9. Could they have, what characters would have been better selections here?
Well, I don't understand why they're holding off so much on Agatha and Sunfire right now, because you don't need to have them. But you don't even need to have them at higher star levels to unlock better Apocalypse. So what's the point? You just want them because they're good characters on okay teams. But like Sunfire doesn't change the dynamic of how Unlimited works. That's on Gambit and on Rogue. Agatha doesn't change the dynamic of how Darkhold works. That's mostly on Wong and on Morgan. So it's kind of just awkward that they're holding on to those characters. And I guess for Echo, she's farmable already, but I kind of like that they take her out of the War Store. And this now is more accessible for people who want to make the Young Avenger team, which can be used in the Famine Scourge, and they're a pretty solid team in War and Crucible. I kind of like that, but they need to take her out of the War Store and put one of these higher value characters in there when they do this, I hope.
When do you think Icarus is going to be farmable, if ever? Based on him being in the Strike Pass, I thought he would be one of the next farmable characters. He's not, though. So when is he going to be farmable?
That is a good question. I wonder if they're waiting to put him in the Milestone Orb like they did for Kestrel and Deathpool.
Oh, that would be stupid. That would be dumb.
Yeah, it just takes a long time. They're taking a long time with him.
Yeah, they are. All right. Well, hopefully he becomes farmable soon. Let's go through these events. We got pretty much most of the events for February we're going to talk about. First one, the Rage of the Past milestone. That is scheduled to go live on February 6th, at least according to the blog post. And this is going to include charge for Hero as Guardians, Ravagers, Gamma, Mystic, Skill Gear, Stat Catalyst. You're going to earn the item, the meta item, the beauty belt. And for this, you're gonna need to collect war orb fragments from campaign nodes. So more campaign energy spending, earning blitz credits, so more blitzing. And in these orbs, not that great fragments here, but I guess you're gonna, mainly this is for the beauty belt. Heroes, Guardians, Ravagers, Gamma Shards, Mystic, Bio Gear. Is this an event that you're gonna go hard for?
Probably not. I don't really care about those rewards. Definitely I'll go hard for the beauty belt. Hopefully that means I just can blitz my butt off and not have to do any extra campaign farming. Because saving cores to open up for these Masters of Evil characters to try and make sure I get that legendary first go around.
Yeah, I'm gonna save for the next event. This one doesn't seem too appealing to me. Get the beauty belt and done is how I'm looking at this one. All right, next, this is a big one. I think we're going to get the information about this in the blog post tomorrow. Crusher of Heroes. This is scheduled to go live on March 9th. And this is going to get the unlock for Absorbing Man. They mentioned specifically a 3-star unlock. So, yeah, not going to be a very friendly event as far as character shards there. But also getting Mystic Gear, Dark promo credits. I'm wondering if that's going to go to all players or just players in like the top 50. And then some T2 level 4 ions as well. You'll
probably get like some T2 pity points at 1%. But yeah, it's not going to be great. I wouldn't assume so.
All right. Well,
those are the milestones? Yeah, those will be pay to win. Pay to collect milestones is what those will be.
And these are raid ones, war, and spending power cores. So yeah, these will be very, very grindy. The dark promos would be associated with the leaderboard there. Again, that's scheduled to go live February 9th. So that is next Thursday. This should be live. Also, next, we have the Atrocious Attraction milestone, and that is scheduled to go live on February 13th. And this is going to give Icarus, Cersei, Pyro, Iceman, Dazzler, Longshot, Moondragon, 5 level, and more character shards.
What?
It says this is Valentine Orb fragments from winning Blitz battles. And I don't think I need this stuff too much. So I think for this one, I'm just going to go for the Dominator boots and chill. You're getting character shards at the side, and then you're getting orange and shield gear in the middle pillar. But this seems like a Dominator boots and chill for me.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
Okay.
The Pyro and Iceman immediately made me mad.
All right, next we have this event, the Grand Theft Quantum. This looks to be a very big event. After this gold orb event is done, save up because you're going to need to open more gold orbs for this. Now, this event is coming February 16th, so right after Valentine's Day. So as soon as this gold orb event is done with your lines, save up again because there's another one coming. You also have to earn Alliance credits from Alliance donations and battle in raid. So a lot of Alliance activity associated with this. Do you think that this will be another Alliance-wide milestone or just Alliance activity from Alliance credits and battling in raids?
It'll probably be a copy-paste from the one that we have going for Dormammu today. Scopely, if you're watching this, cut this to a one-day event, please. Take all the corruption out of it. Put it on a random Wednesday instead and just take it out. Or just don't do it. That works too. Just don't do this.
Look, 2 of these kind of events within 2 weeks. It just doesn't feel good. But this one will be pretty important. You got a 5 Red Star Ultron, which I don't know if you bought those with dark promo credits back in the day, but that's a lot of dark promo credits to save if you get these. Chemtech shards, ability materials, tech gear, and you're earning the Diva necklace. This is one that I'm going hard for, but this looks like it's going to be an exact copy and paste of this Trial of the Strength that looks crappy. Hopefully they fix some things before this goes live. All right, and last but not least, we have the blog that we talked about for the return of the Horsemen. Also, more information, official information of Destructive Diva events, and the new hard chapters getting the official announcement of which characters are actually going to be farmable. But that is it, DorkyDad. This was one of the shorter news videos, even though we had some of the most topics ever. All right.
Well, we smashed it.
We did smash it. What was your favorite part of this update now that we've reviewed everything and everything's back fresh in your head?
Apocalypse coming out is really exciting. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that as well. I've been grinding for that for months and months and months, as with all the rest of the players. So I'm finally glad to get this done. All right, but that is it. Anything else to talk about? Anything else you want to promote? Anything you have coming up, Dorky?
No, I got nothing going on right now. Just hanging out, doing things.
All right. So I expect your guide for that Apocalypse Scourge coming up sometime within this patch. I'm going to watch that and go as hard as I can for Apocalypse. Thank you once again, Dorky. And if you send me that link, that will be down below. So check that out for your Apocalypse tracker there. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button for more Marvel Strike Force content. Check him out on social media. Make sure you check out the links to DorkyDad's channel as well and give him a subscribe and give him a subscribe over on Twitch. I will see you guys next time. Check out some other videos. Are you ready for that Hulk fist bump, DorkyDad?
I live for this moment.
All right, here we go. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin and DorkyDad out. Have a great rest of your day, guys.